What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're going to continue our quest along the Trans-American Trail, this time in Wyoming.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us.
When we left you in the last episode, we found an incredible campsite during the 4th of July weekend just inside of Wyoming in the Bridger Teton National Forest. We'd been here for a couple days and it was time to get moving. Before we did though, we filled our tanks up with the guzzle. After topping off the tanks, we were then on the move. Now we had been just inside of Wyoming for a few days. We had traveled a few miles from the border along the Trans-American Trail, and that's where we are now, and that's where this story begins. We were on the LaBarge Creek, and that's going to take us east and south. While the upper end of LaBarge Creek is owned by the Forest Service, the lower end gets you more into the ranching area. Just past LaBarge, you cross the Green River, and that's when the terrain really changes from mountains more into the desert. Once you get up onto the plateau out of LaBarge, that's when things really flatten out. You can still see the mountains off into the distance, but they're a good ways away. Not far out of LaBarge, we found the Fontenelle Reservoir, and decided the bottom of that at the spillway was a perfect place to stop and have some lunch. Nothing really special on the menu for lunch today, just sandwiches and chips. You gotta admit, this was a really cool place to have lunch though. After grabbing a quick lunch, we were back on the trail. We were going to be making some miles. It was really flat and straight. The cool thing about this part was there was quite a bit of wildlife. Yes, Wyoming does still have a good population of wild horses. By the time we made it to Farson, we had to stop there and have some ice cream. This is also where we said goodbye to Matt and Don, and from here on out, it was going to be Deb and I for the next day or two. By the time late afternoon hit, we had made it to Baggs, Wyoming. And Aspen couldn't wait anymore. It was time for him to get out and get a break. There's certainly not a whole lot of dispersed camping in this part of Wyoming. We ended up finding a BLM campsite along the river. Now, this is not the campsite that we left you on the night before. It was in Baggs, Wyoming, and this is the North Platte River. We had actually left from Wyoming and did the Dinosaur Diamond tour, and that's going to be later on another video. But from here, we're going to continue on the Wyoming Tap. After leaving the banks of the North Platte River, just outside of Baggs, the TAT takes us in a northeast direction from there. But along these ranch communities, you never know what you're going to see. Here, they're dragging some pipe, irrigation I would assume, Aspen thinks it's a huge snake. We camped close to Saratoga. That's home of Saratoga Hot Springs. It looks like a pretty cool town that we could spend a few days at. But today, we drove right on through. Once you're east of Saratoga, you start seeing the mountains of the Medicine Bow National Forest come into view. As you come back down out of the mountains, you enter into the little town of Elk Mountain. Now there's only a population of 100 or so here, and there's not a whole lot of services, but there is a good little restaurant to eat at.
That little building back there. Oh, we ate there. It closed.
From Elk Mountain, we were back more in the flat land, heading north and east. The next little town that you run into is the namesake of the Medicine Bow National Forest. This is Medicine Bow, Wyoming. While it does have a couple more services than Elk Mountain, there's still not a whole lot here, other than a whole lot of history. Not far from Medicine Bow, we went into an area called Badger Creek. And wouldn't you know, we seen a badger. After another long day of exploring, we found camp again on the North Platte River, and that's where we would meet up with Joe and Missy. You may notice a little something different about their setup. Yep, that's an AX behind that 4Runner. For dinner this evening was Philly cheesesteak, and Deb let me behind the grill. We woke up to a beautiful morning along the North Platte, and Joe was already settling in to his new kitchen. While Joe was working on that, Deb was working her kitchen like an old pro, and I was working on the computer. And you know what's good for dessert after breakfast? Homemade ice cream at an old-time ice cream shop
I don't know what kind
in
of scoop
Douglas,
you're using
Wyoming.
back there, but
After breakfast, morning dessert, it was time to get serious about putting some miles down, and we were heading across the plains of eastern Wyoming now. We finished the Wyoming section of the Trans-American Trail in Newberry, and from there we decided to head our way a little bit farther north, see another iconic figure, the Devil's Tower. It had already been a long day of traveling, so we decided to find camp close to the tower and then visit it in the morning. We found camp right at the edge of the dark in the Black Hills National Forest, just east of the tower. Found this camp right at the edge of dark and had no idea just how beautiful our surroundings were. It's been apparently really misty. He waited all morning for her to get out of her new comfy bed.
I had that timer on. He's like,
After coffee and breakfast, it was time to clean things up,
no,
start packing up, and getting ready to explore the Devil's Tower. The Devil's Tower stands about 870 feet tall, higher than the rest of the land around it. It was formed from a volcano that pushed up and was the first national monument of the United States. We didn't actually make it to the tower, as the wait was several hours long to get up there. So from there, we decided to go into Hewlett and have some breakfast. Since that didn't work out, we decided to take the day and drive to Billings, where we had to pick up some packages. From there, we were going to meet back up with Joe and Misty in the Bighorn Mountains, where they were going to find us camp. We kind of expected this day to be a pretty boring travel day, but the weather, thunderstorms, things like that in Montana definitely made it interesting. If you're from out west or have driven out west, you know every Sinclair gas station has a dinosaur, and Aspen hates every one of them. It was late evening by the time we had made it into the Bighorn Mountains. Joe and Misty had already found us a campsite, and we were headed to their location. But first, we had to stop and check out this mama and baby moose. Really cool. Every time we've been in the Bighorns, we've been able to see these creatures. They are truly magnificent.
I wonder what the fence.
We made it to camp right at the edge of dark. Joe and Misty had found an epic campsite right here in the Bighorn Mountains. It even had its own resident moose to go along with it. They said this guy had been hanging out for hours.
Maybe 220.
Little jar.
When we got in that town,
Oh yeah.
and as soon as I parked in front of that restaurant,
After all the rain yesterday, we were happy to wake up to a beautiful morning today. This was such a relaxing place. Joe had settled into his kitchen, and everybody was just kind of chill for the day. As much as we were hoping for a day full of sunshine, it just didn't work out. Wyoming decided to dump a little liquid sunshine on us too.
They're making fun of us, Chad.
yeah,
What are we doing?
We're installing.
we're installing something on here that we probably shouldn't be.
And then open it.
Wyoming actually decided to dump on us several times throughout the day.
I said it won't be hard to fold that box down.
As Deb prepared some snacks for the afternoon, Misty went through the turnkey kitchen on the Teton. She got the same thing in her Appalachian.
And it'll completely kill our.
One of the best things about slowing down and enjoying camp is the opportunity to have visitors. Joe and Misty said that this little girl had been in and around camp all day yesterday, and she came back today. Aspen was also very curious about her. It seemed as though she was just as curious about us as Aspen was of her.
So how do you guys normally secure your toilet?
Just put it on the bed.
Put it on the bed?
If you have
Joe, just looking. She's like, hello. I'm gonna just go over here. She's like, what is this stuff?
all this stuff. What a relaxing day at camp. From here, tomorrow we're going to continue to explore the Bighorn Mountains and make our way back south towards Colorado. And we're going to be exploring the Shadow of the Rockies trail from there. But you'll have to wait till the next episode to see that. So until next time, see ya.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us.